Let's go, let's go, let's go. You are officially in the Michigan Mancave. Welcome to the Mancave, your place for any and all things Michigan football, coming to you fresh off of Purdue ass whooping, another one. I'm not sure, they sent in the same signs again, but somehow, some way, looks the same as any other game. But we'll get back to that. King B, how y'all feeling off that Purdue game going into Penn State week?
I want him to cover my spread, but other than that, I feel great about it. My score prediction, but
That's the definition of a backdoor cover.
no,
That
I
hurt.
feel good about it. We're gonna speak on it, but yeah, we're good. But
B,
Business as usual. Business as usual. Nothing we didn't expect. I was a little salty about that late game touchdown, but we got what we expected.
yeah, and I think it's silly that people are like, look, they didn't cover the spread for the first time, and I'm like, yeah, tell me you didn't watch the game without telling me you didn't watch the game,
Right?
because you would have seen that last second. I mean, I think it was it as the clock expired? It was 7 seconds, 13. I don't even remember.
yeah.
It was barely any time on the clock when that happened. So, and I think that says something, man, because even though we're giving up that late touchdown, the game is well in hand, been in hand. The group chats flying. I don't remember who it was. Like, come on, Sam, we're still locked up. It's like we're at that point now where we're looking for perfection, man. Like that shows how good of a team we have. So I don't know. Was that you, Keen?
Yep. He was pissed they didn't cover the spread or his spread or whatever the point spread we got. Our predictions.
Yeah. What was you locked in at, King? 30, 32?
No,
49. Go ahead, say.
0.
No. I just meant the spread you had bet.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it was 32 and a half, I think.
Damn, and we won by
It was 41-13.
41-13. Oh, so
chunk
yeah.
change. It was what? We had 35. Yeah.
35.
So so I want to talk a little bit about the Purdue game, and then I want to revisit the most latest and breaking in the, what the media and social media can't stop chirping about. Everybody still got our name,
Killing, not guilty.
all in their mouth still. So we'll talk briefly about that. I don't want to spend the whole time on it because I feel like tomorrow, if something's gonna happen, they claiming tomorrow is the day. So we'll see there, and then we'll get on to Penn State though. So breaking down Purdue B, what stood out to you? What was, I mean, go. You don't have to go all in depth. We know there's another beat down, obviously, but top level.
I'm gonna say JJ. We already know that he's what I'm saying, his skill set, but we've been looking for that game to where he like is on point. He throws, he looks comfortable. The play calling is vibing with him. So I'm gonna go JJ, man. He looked really, really good. And he's gonna be the thing that separates us when we get to the playoffs and versus Penn State and versus Ohio State in these games that we gotta win to in order to get to where we need to be. He's gonna be the thing that separates us. We'll get into Penn State, but they got Aller's a rookie quarterback. Ohio State's a rookie quarterback. Georgia's got a rookie quarterback. The team I've been watching and paying a lot of attention to is Washington, because of their quarterback receiver combination. They don't strike a lot of fear into my heart just because they don't have a defense. So and how good our defense is playing, but JJ and the defense, man, really stood out to me in this Purdue game.
Yeah, it's weird because it was like some, I guess, from a completion percentage standpoint, he wasn't as good, and everybody was like, "Oh, JJ had an off game," and it was like, "Yo, he was 65% completions, and he had like 300 and."
In what universe aren't you taking that? If that's an off game, I'll take it.
Yeah,
7 days and 7 days a week, twice on Sunday.
That's the crazy thing. I think he had a couple drops, and he did. I mean, he did miss a couple, but it still is like you threw for Was that the most he threw for this year? I like to look that up. That 335 might have been, but I agree. Like I think everybody was definitely like over. I'm like, yo, he went for
Yep, you're right. 335.
335.
Previously high was 287 last week versus Michigan State.
Yeah,
so he's just getting better. I mean, and that's what I mean by the play calling. Like we were actually letting them throw it. You know what I mean? And I just see that Heisman form coming again. Like people were saying, I'll give him they just do. He was off a couple times, but again, like the yards he threw for and 65% completion, I'll take that.
yeah, and it's crazy because he like, I don't know. It's kind of like he was under more pressure. I feel like the line was tripping a little bit, but he just don't be looking rattled, dog. That's what I like.
It was also Purdue. They play a lot of man and they were switching up the zone, so threw off the timing. And we spoke a little bit that on live on the halftime. So I mean, it was just different things, but he handled it well. You know what I'm saying? Didn't buckle under pressure. Really carried us with the passing game to that victory. And you could say like, oh, he didn't throw a touchdown, but we ran like what 2 or 3 goal line touchdowns for corner or whatever. So I mean,
Yeah,
those were all the yards he, so we just didn't cap it off with a passing touchdown. It was a running touchdown.
right. And I think that says something too, King. To JJ, they was like, I think it was, I can't remember where it was, John Jensen's or something. It was like any other quarterback, typically that's in the race for the Heisman. Obviously, you got a real legitimate shot at it right now. They like would be kind of like salty, like, oh, you didn't let me throw none of them touchdowns. But like, yo, he hands it off like willingly and be geeked up for the team. Like, never shows no signs of salty. Like, yo, you could have just let me through 2 or 3 of them, put a couple more stats on my Heisman numbers.
Right.
I really don't think he'd be on that, bro.
I don't need it.
Even Roman Wilson said it in an interview, post game interview. Like, he's a dog. He's the heart and soul of this team, and wherever he go, we go. So I mean, yeah, we're clicking.
Yeah. B. I mean, Keen, did you want to add anything else about Purdue?
I mean,
you were
overall,
talking about I know you were talking about the DNs last week, and they did actually get home a little bit.
Yeah, they got some pressure, and like you said, I mean, like we talked about, JJ handled it. You know what I'm saying, like a professional. We still were able to, like you said, throw for 335, his most passing yards throughout the season. So only thing is like we talked about before with the run game. I remember Train, I think you spoke on it last week about how, what's your thoughts on it and is it clicking or not? And I read something that Harbaugh says like last year about this time, it was like, can we throw it downfield? You know what I'm saying? He just talked about how when they put 8 in the box or 7, you know what I'm saying, in the box or whatever, loaded up 9 in the box, are you able to handle that? And then when they put 8 or 7 into coverage, are you able to handle that? And that's when you got a good team. So, you know what I'm saying? It's, process to evolve and everything and getting it to come together as one. So I think it's going to show in this next game versus Penn State, though, for sure.
Yeah, and B, talk to me about Donovan. I know we talked about it during the game. I think the first thing you said in the group chat was, "Hey, got him in the slot. They're moving him around." So this was the first game they made like a concerted effort, like, "Yo, get him the rock. Like, we don't have to just hand it to him." Like, he played a lot more receiver reps.
Yeah, because it's always going to be a mismatch. They're going to put a linebacker on him, so why not exploit that? He's going to be 10 times faster than a linebacker because it happened earlier in the game. I want to say the first quarter or second quarter, but he was split out wide, and the linebacker was running over to cover him, and he was wide open, and the announcer was like, they should have snapped the ball earlier, but it was on that long gain that he got. He probably would have scored a touchdown if they had snapped it like when the linebacker wasn't there, but it's a mismatch. It's creating a mismatch. Linebackers aren't going to be able to run with him, and it's also a way to get him going because he hasn't been running the ball efficiently and effectively. So if we can get him going, he's a playmaker, so he needs a couple touches. He needs the ball, but It's just switching up and evolving to what suits him best and in the way he can help out the offense and get him the ball. But I say he was split out wide by himself. If they're gonna put a linebacker on, split him out every time.
I mean, just to add to that,
that's
just to
easy
add to
money.
that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, he has right now rushing or receiving. He has says 24 receptions for 225 yards, and rushing he's at 74 attempts at 232. So
Hey, man, he looks like he's bringing home the bacon at the receiver
as a
position.
Right,
receiver,
he's a receiver.
it's a mismatch. Like you said, that's a great point. Great point.
Yeah, and I felt like he should have scored, man, on that catch.
I definitely think he should have scored. Right after he didn't, I texted. He don't want to get in the end zone. That's like the second time I seen him not want to get in the end zone, bro.
Bruh. And then it's even, bruh, I don't know if like the football guys ain't on his side right now because like how many runs did he have? It's like, yo, it's literally every time that last little shoestring tackle, like, I don't know, bro. It's like, yo, you literally just that last dude away from breaking loose. I feel like once he breaks one long one, it's like the chains is off him. Like now he can just start taking off. But I do like the fact they were trying to get him involved because I do think ultimately if we're gonna reach our goal of winning it all, he's gonna have to be involved, dog, and making big plays. Period. Go ahead, King.
X Factor Penn State game. They saw it work. They saw that receiving work. You see the stats. You see all everything points to like he could be an X Factor in the Penn State game. Sure.
Bruh, he could be an X factor every game.
Right.
We just need to get him to. But I mean, what a better time to break out than this week when we'll probably need him the most.
That
So
big stage.
I'd like to see, bro, how good our line is. I'd like to see him split out, take one of them linebackers, 3 receivers, and our line going against like pretty much a 6-on-6 block or box. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then see what Corum could do with just being man to man with somebody. Because I think if he's 1-on-1 with somebody, he's gonna win 9 times out of 10.
Edwards.
No, Corum split Edwards out,
split
so
Edwards
that
out.
linebacker follows him.
Oh, you saying in the hole, like running?
Yeah. Then that's how we get Corum going.
Right.
Because that box will be empty. Yep. Just a thought, team.
Yeah, like spread it out so it's not so crazy in the box.
Because they know with Corum back there, they just like, we ain't gonna let him beat us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if he gets going, it sets up the play action, it's gonna be trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And they asked Harbaugh about that at the press conference. They were like, "Oh, what do you think about struggling?" Which we did. I think that was some stuff we were talking about during the game too. He was like, "It's funny because last year everybody was saying we couldn't throw the ball down the field." He was like, and there was trouble with the passing game. He was like, until it wasn't. He was like, now this year everybody's saying it's trouble with the run game. He was like, but he was like, last year, people were almost daring JJ to beat us. He was like, until they couldn't do that no more.
Until he beat us.
Yeah, he was like, and it's weird now that people are still kind of taking that approach. He was like, he's pretty much been magnificent every game. So it's like we kind of have deaded that. So, and I think that was something I said way back long ago when I was like, when we play the really good teams, because I feel like the teams that are lesser than us, and like I said, know that they don't really have a legitimate chance to win, which I feel like pretty much has been every opponent thus far. Like they're willing just to hang their hat on one thing. Like we got to stop the run. We got to stop the run. We'll get bludgeoned if we don't.
Right.
So a team like Penn State, okay, we're really in the mix. We got a great D. We don't need to stack the box, and we can try to play it a little more evenly. This might be the games where we start getting more runs. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting. It's an interesting way to look at it, I guess. But I don't know, man. We'll see. I don't love the way the run game looks. I still feel like we ain't getting enough push on the line. Like last year, I remember seeing like the line just move people like 2-3 yards backwards, which doesn't really seem like this year that same push is happening. I don't know if y'all know, the left tackle got me a little nervous. The big boy, what's his name? Help me out here. Jefferson. Ladarius, was it Ladarius Jefferson? Jefferson, whatever. He be getting beat a little bit around that edge, and I didn't like the way that looked. But they say those two edge rushers, Keen. I think you said somebody had double-digit sacks or whatever. From Purdue.
Sure, yeah.
The two guys. So
they might just be really good.
Hey, shit, Penn State got 38 sacks on the season.
Yeah, I know.
But they said nobody over 3 except one person. But
yeah,
so they bring they bring pressure from a lot of different places.
All right, we can move on from Purdue. We don't have to spend too much time on that. Great team win. It did seem like we fizzled out a couple of times on offense that we don't usually do. A couple sacks that kind of messed up some drives, but all in all, I mean, I think even at halftime, I was saying I'd be surprised if we didn't cover the spread, and we should have covered the spread. So very, very, very.
Ryan Walters eat a whole zucchini.
Right. And we're about to talk about him.
Oh yeah.
But moving on from that, the latest and greatest, bro. It's hard to keep up with all this stuff that's coming out literally daily. It's just like, who said what now, and who are they? It's like
It's high school. It's high school.
Bruh, it's like the game of telephone where you run and tell somebody, and by the time it gets to where it's supposed to be, it's a whole different thing. So the latest is now officially, I guess the latest that's worth noting, I guess you could say. It's a whole lot by the minute almost. So it seemed like the latest was the NCAA officially put us on notice or whatever, or investigation, whatever you want to call it. But all in and around that same time, the reports were, well, hey, B, they getting their Charleston White on. Michigan is where they said, hey, well, we got some evidence over here that if y'all want to jam us up, be very, very careful of the precedent you're going to set by suspending us, because we got some stuff that will potentially, if you
ruin the NCAA, if you want to put it lightly.
Or I'm going specifically the Big Ten. They're saying that to the Big Ten, like, because they would be the first ones to suspend us. Like, suspend us, you're gonna have to suspend them, and then if it comes out they did it, next thing you know, it's like on suspension.
Right.
They don't want that either. But the other thing I'm hearing is, or reading, I should say, is that if the Big Ten commissioner don't do nothing, the other teams is gonna be salty and maybe try to vote him out. So he's trying to like
keep his job.
What grenade is gonna blow up bigger? What do I do?
Yeah, so he's kind of in between a rock and a hard place, but I guess it's a strategy. The way I look at it, it's a strategy, and if it is true, and I don't want to too much talk about what we did last week, but I think in all of this, the wildest thing of it all is like when people will be talking about this sign stealing thing, or not even us, but just the latest thing that they came out, all these other coaches have been sending signs to other coaches that's about to play Michigan and all this stuff, right? It's like, isn't the thing they're trying to prevent is the actual signs getting to other teams prior to the games? Advanced scouting, right? So it's like the thing that people are pissed at, which is the dumbest shit, it still don't make sense to me, is the competitive advantage comes in from knowing the signs prior to the games, correct? So they're saying, though, well, they didn't go to the game and get them. It's like, well, who gives a damn? Right. They still have them, and the competitive edge therein lies if you think that is a competitive edge. That's the problem, is having signals before the game of the other team. They're saying, well, I'm hearing the narrative, how they get it? Well, that's illegal. Y'all are stuck on, they went and got it this way. It's like, I got stolen bank money. I didn't rob the bank. I'm still in possession of
I
it.
found it. Somebody, hey,
You know what I'm
somebody
saying?
blessed it.
It's dumb to me, dog. That's the argument. It's not that. Oh well, how they get their signs though? It's like, so you're saying that having signs before games of opponents you haven't played yet is okay as long as you didn't go view them. It's like going back to that same point, dog. It's the dumbest shit ever. It's like, if you really want to make an argument for a team not actually having signs versus a team having signs. You know what I'm saying? But it's like everybody's pretty much saying, hey, everybody has them. It's just we got them a different way. It's like, well, the crime is in having them. The advantage comes within having them.
Right.
Who gives a fuck how you got them? If I got them, you got them. It's the same thing.
And then on top of that, using electronic
Hey,
devices to get them, you know what I'm saying, and share them between the wherever team sends it to who is that's part of the process or part of the infraction too, using devices.
Didn't they say that they have text message exchanges? Ain't that electronic devices?
And it don't matter who got it. Who'd you send it to, fam? Who you been texting?
And if it's not cut and dry, like you said, Train, like the stolen bank money analogy. Okay, it don't matter if somebody gave it to me and I didn't turn it in, knowing that it was stolen or it was fraudulent, then I'm just as guilty. So, just not getting them specifically. I'm just gonna end up repeating everything you say. It just don't make no sense, dog. It's just gonna create more of this. Oh,
hey, bro.
More of well, we got him this way. It's just trying to evade the actual rule. We didn't break the rule, but we gonna split hairs as much as we can to not have broken the rule. I mean, it's like an arms race. I mean,
aren't we trying to avoid advanced signals to other teams? And they're saying, oh yeah, that's not the issue. It's like, that is the problem. That's why everybody fusses about the edge.
That's the rule that for us, that's the rule that we broke. Is that we went in advance scouted. So if other people are doing the same, if you have my signs, then you advance scouted me because you got them from somebody. Why else would you want them if they're not going to give you an advantage?
Go ahead, King.
No, what's your take? I'm just gonna be regurgitating what y'all saying, man. It's just funny how all this stuff came out about, oh, they were sign stealing. Now this new information that we got from a ex Big Ten staffer is just showing how prevalent and how like run of the mill it is, just everyday thing. Like people will do it, you know what I'm saying? Like, so now it's like, what y'all gonna do now? What y'all on the hot seat now? It's not NCAA, Big Ten, everybody on the hot seat. Like, all right, so this came to light. AP News, Yahoo Sports, whatever you want to call it, reported on it. So now what? Let's see.
And that's what all the pro analysts were saying is like, this ain't new. Everybody does it. My thing, the only difference I've seen is the media energy,
the vitriol in the media. Yeah.
Now that everybody's implicated, the energy is kind of like, oh yeah, well let's wait. Now let's wait and see and get all the information. When it was just us, they were ready to smear us all over the front page.
Yeah. Just real quick, let me add to that. I was watching PTI today, man, and they just like if well, one if they do this and like everybody just speculating, bro. It's just like, bro, shit, like report the news, bro. We don't want we want your opinion sometimes, but when it's stuff like this and it's a legal investigation going on, putting that out in the air is like, bro, like, come on, man. You ain't doing your job. Now you being a
court of public opinion.
Now you being a gossip hound.
Hey, do y'all remember last week when I played that Brady Quinn clip? And he was like, if your other schools, he's like, these other coaches, they're being very particular with how they're talking because
right.
And then literally a week later, it comes out, basically, he damn predicted that, dog. Like,
it was Brady Quinn did it. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, he predicted that. Like,
did he ever work for the Big Ten?
No, he was just saying like, hey, this coming out.
See, trust me, anybody can create a narrative. Look at me.
Right, exactly. That's why I say narratives matter. Who puts them out there, all that stuff. So, anyways, I guess we'll see tomorrow. They say they gave us some notice, and they said by Wednesday, I guess we got an answer, and they're going. Bro, I can't even keep up no more with what actually is. Something's supposed to happen tomorrow. I guess they about to put down what actually is going to happen to us, or we got an answer by tomorrow. We'll see, dog. Something's happening tomorrow.
But since I can remember, I've been popping my collar.
I've been hearing Spartan insiders every other day on my text that tomorrow's the day Harbaugh's going down. And that was probably about 14 days ago now.
Hey, that was before they got beat. That was before they got beat by James Madison. Ooh, dropped the bomb on.
That definitely was before that. We can get to that later too.
They quiet on Facebook, boy. They ain't responding to nothing I got to say.
Oh, no, sir.
Cold world.
Because they were falling back on basketball season, being their campus saving grace.
Help us, God.
What now? Where do we turn?
The only thing that's going to save them is if Urban is a coach.
Right.
They can't have Urban being their coach because he's a scoundrel. They can't be nowhere near nothing like sexual.
That's the craziest thing, B. They like are on us about all this dirty business we're doing. It's like y'all are requesting Urban harder than any team I've ever seen. And you know he's about to come in there and do some dirt. He's built on dirt.
That's how he's built his empire, on being a scoundrel.
Winning time.
Yeah, bro. The irony in that is straight comedy, dog. So,
because his legend is kind of fading. I don't think the kids nowadays are just gonna go because he's Urban Meyer. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's true. Me and C-Day was talking about that. He was like, you think he'll be cold if he comes back? I'm like, probably better, obviously, than he did in the pros, because he just feels it out there. That little approach didn't work in the pros. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, when he was winning, a lot of these kids was probably like 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been gone for a minute, dog. Yeah. So, the kids he would be recruiting, when he gets to state, if that would be, that's some years ago, dog. So,
bro, you ain't see him in the back with the back of that little TV shot when he was trying to game back up a little Hooters waitress or some shit like that. Fucking slime ball.
He was back there trying to get down.
He was leaning on the, you know what I'm saying, baby? Come on.
Hey, Urban, ain't you supposed to be on set? You can tell he was in his Mac Daddy mode. You can tell.
They call
him. He probably was showing them their rings. Like, you seen this many rings?
Oh, I could have went somewhere with that. I would just zip my mouth.
Oh, all right. Moving along. Before my fellas get a little out of pocket on this.
Never pass up a chance to throw shade at Urban Meyer. Because he don't never pass up a chance to throw shade at us.
He don't even call us Michigan. He always says the Wolverines. Fuck him. That's my take.
That's distilled in his brain to do that. You know what I mean? Like, that's some.
Right.
I'm going to start calling him Hernandez. Let me see what kind of reaction I get out of him. Accomplished. I should call him accomplice. Daggone it. You knew then.
Yeah, enabler. Enabler.
That's what I was going to say.
And you did nothing.
You knew then.
Oh, man. All right, Penn State. Let's talk about Penn State. I'll go briefly, man. I mean, I've given y'all my opinion on Penn State all year, and it really hasn't changed, to be honest. I feel like they got a good defense. I feel like I don't personally think it's as good as they've shown. I don't. It's crazy. Everybody talks about who we've played. Who have you played?
Right.
You played one good team and you lost and looked terrible, right? If so, let's call that what it is. Other than that, you haven't looked just phenomenal. When you look at this final score, you might think it looks phenomenal, but I'm not a scoreboard watcher. So even a score that looks really good or one that looks really bad, a game that looks like it could be you just scoreboard watch, maybe a 14-point game, one team dominated the whole way, maybe had some stupid turnovers, late touchdown, it looks like you won by 14, when in all actuality, if you played that game again tomorrow, you probably win by 31, 34 points, right? So that can happen if you scoreboard watch. And, vice versa. You can win by way more points than what it actually looks like, how competitive the game was. So
Right.
I've watched them play. I'm not a scoreboard watcher. So I think they're flawed offensively with their quarterback. I don't like Aller. I will say versus Maryland, he did finally make more downfield throws, which I feel like they're gonna have to try versus us because all that little short knick-knack, paddywhack, that dink and dunk, bro, you're not about to drive
Mess
14.
shit up.
You're not about to drive 14, 15 plays on us doing that, dog. You're gonna make a mistake somewhere, somebody ain't gonna block. It's just a lot that has to go right to drive 15 plays on our defense.
Consistently.
Consistently. That's what their offense is, dog. I've watched enough games. He's one of these right down the side, right, literally, boom, those quick passes, bubbles all day. They ran like 30 hitches versus Maryland. The B10 and 60 will get you all the way right in 30 minutes. I told y'all that. And he threw a couple passes that were nice over the shoulders, but he doesn't push the ball down the field. So maybe he'll prove me wrong. That was JJ's knock last year, and he started throwing bombs over people's head. Maybe he'll surprise me. But from what I've seen thus far, I don't trust it. I feel like their run game is okay. I like their running backs. I just don't feel like their line is as good as they were expected to be. Singleton and Allen, they're some good backs. I do like them. They run hard. And we'll see, what we do with them, but I don't see them having a ton of space. But on the defensive side, I do feel like that's where they, if they do beat us, that'll be where it happens. They'll probably create a turnover or two. Maybe a strip sack or something like that. They were picking off Baby Tua like free lunch money the other day. But all in all, man, I just don't think at the end of the day, like, I feel like our defense is better than theirs. If not, if you just want to call it a wash, whatever. But I feel like our offense is so much better than theirs. So theirs going to just be like, at some point, we're going to be able to score more points on your defense than you will be able to on ours. And I feel like for me, that's the deciding factor. So B, go for it. I don't know what you want to say about the game, but that's where I'm at with it.
Same thing. Their defense is their strength. But they don't really have a run game to rely on. They really don't have a skill position player that strikes fear into my heart. James Franklin is a dud, so you can guarantee he's
Hey, that's a great point I didn't mention.
He's gonna mess up the game in some way, shape, or form.
He's gonna find a way.
Yep. So I just think their defense is gonna get tired at some point being on the field so much. And our offense, like you said, is way better than theirs. So even if the defenses are a wash, at some point their defense is going to get tired. I mean, we rotate too many players for our defense really to get fatigued. So I don't see this going any different than any other game. Only thing I kind of worry about, just because it's happened in the past, is just the atmosphere and like something outside of actually X's and O's. You know what I'm saying? Like just the moment getting to our players or something like that. And again, just bringing that up because of TCU. Haven't seen it this year, but to me, this is our first real test. So I'm anxious to see, you know what I'm saying, how we handle the actual pressure of a high-pressure game.
Yeah. Go ahead, King.
Yeah. So, just to your point, Train, they're 124th in passing at 220. So, like you said, they don't push it down the field.
At 124th?
No, yeah, 124th. Yeah. They're gonna either have to try and stop the run, which is their strength on defense, or try and either get after the quarterback. And so, I'm pretty sure we're pretty prepared for that. So, our offense is better, our defense is better. I just feel like it'll, like you said, will emerge. It might be like close first and second quarter, midway through, but I feel like with our athletes, our players, our defense, our senior leadership, just to Bowie's point about the TCU game and, you know what I'm saying, about the moment, I feel like we're in a different spot because of those moments, you know what I mean? Like that really gave us, you know what I'm saying, some added war wounds, you know what I'm saying, to put to our arsenal, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like I'm confident, man. Like I think we're gonna have a good game. I think it's gonna show what we can do without sign stealing.
Well, one more point.
Happy.
Big games for Maryland. I know you King, you were kind of high on them at first, and I kind of hopped on the band.
Always start out like that.
At the beginning of the
Rutgers.
season. Rutgers. Okay. I don't know. I think we got into a conversation about Maryland a little bit, how they were straight, but I don't want that Maryland game to be like the barometer because Maryland on defense are some dummies. And on offense, Tua in big games, he ain't really been reliable.
Always throws picks.
Yeah, always throws picks. He's not good with the football. So, again, I'm not worried about anything from that game because I watched the Ohio State-Maryland game, and I'm going to go back to that. Ohio State literally ran the same play twice in a row to the receiver you should be double covering at all times. First time, they got a penalty. Second time, he scores a touchdown. Scored a touchdown the first time, but then it was a penalty. They ran the exact same play again on Maryland's secondary, and he scored a touchdown the second time. So I don't put a lot of – Aller didn't have to do a lot that game to beat that defense because it's just not a good defense.
They beat themselves too. He gave
Bruh,
yeah.
Like I said, I watched the BTN and 60 replay. I think it was – bruh, it was like – maybe don't quote me, but it was like the fourth quarter, and Maryland was down by 2 possessions. I think it was 31-16 or something, or 31-15 maybe, and the final score was 51-15. So you look at that like, oh, they killed them. It's like, bro, they came out, they got I think they Tua threw a dumb pick. Then they fumbled the next series. And then he threw another pick. They were running each one back down to like the 10-yard line. It's like, then they just score. Not to, I mean, I get it. That's part of the game, but that's not just normal game flow of we just whooping y'all. You know what I'm saying?
And they weren't driving the football down there. The defense put them down damn near in the red zone, you know?
Gotta look at time of possession.
Of inept quarterback play, you know? So I don't know, man. I look at a game from like I don't exclude other plays because 1 or 2 is going to happen a game, but if it's like the deciding factor in the game, it's kind of hard to put a whole bunch of stock into like that transferring over week to week. You know what I'm saying? Like you can expect like 1 turnover, a fumble here, a pick there, but it's like, oh, they had 3 picks in the fourth quarter. Like, yeah, that's kind of not typical in a football game. So. It's hard to really put too much.
I saw a clip of Franklin. You couldn't tell me he didn't look like he won the Big Ten championship after that game. I was like, bruh, that's your quality win?
Bruh.
Well,
let me tell you the first sign of a sorry coach. No matter what the situation is, it could be first quarter, you score a touchdown. Everybody and their mama knows you're gonna kick an extra point. But they still feel the need to like show everybody. Let's go for it's like no shit. Every touchdown is like he actually calling the shots. Go for 1. Yep. It's like I hate when coaches do that. And
like you're planning to go for 2 or something. Like we know we're going for 1.
Throws up the 1 like I think it's a part of like everybody knows. I think it's something to do with like, yeah, I'm orchestrating shit out here. Watch now I'm calling for finish it off with the 1. Like I can't trust him either, B. I'm with you.
Whose man's is this?
He's like, he's still over in like top 10 games. He ain't want to get to top 10 team. He trash.
Remember how that used to be Harbaugh's now?
Yo.
And Franklin been there forever, like longer than Harbaugh. And it's like, you still ain't one shit.
He was a hot commodity till he ain't.
They're trying to keep that Paterno like rep, like have a coach there for a long time, but I don't think he's it.
Hey man, grape.
He did some stupid shit versus Ohio State. I can't remember exactly the situation, the scenario, but it was at the end of the game, and I think he he either went for it way too early in the fourth quarter, or he
I believe you. I believe that's it.
remember that, or
It's in
he
my memory bank.
he either
I
went
know
for
it
it,
was something.
either went for it or punted. Whatever he did. He should have did the opposite.
Right.
Everybody was like, "What the hell?" And I think he went for it way too early in the
I
fourth.
think he went for it way too early.
Yeah, and it was like still like a one possession game, and it's like, bro, Ohio State ain't been moving the rock on y'all. Punt, get it back.
Right.
And then I think they got it and scored right on him. It's like, James, hey, and there he blows.
That's his MO, just blowing stuff.
And,
He blew
and in that game, Aller was 18 for 42 for 191 yards.
You got his numbers there for the year?
For Aller?
Like each game rundown. Can you give us his
yeah.
Can you give us his rundown on numbers? And listen how low his average, like he might have 25 completions, but it's always like, oh, for 158 yards. Like he's just literally dumping it off.
Yeah, so for the first game, I think that's when they jumped on his bandwagon because he went 21 for 29, 325.
Yep.
Then he went 22 for 26, 204, 16 to 33 for 208. That was versus Illinois. 25 or 37 for
16 to
166.
33 for 208 versus Illinois. Keep
His
going.
next one is worse. 25 of 37 for 166. 18 to 33 for 189. 16 to 23 for 162. 18 of 42, 191. That was Ohio State. 20 of 31 for 210. 25 of 34 for 240.
Sounds like a quarterback I used to know.
Was that oh boy?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Sounds those because I know there ain't no touchdowns, a lot of touchdowns sprinkled in those numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. If you look at his numbers, like bro, I'm out. And he don't even when he does throw downfield, he don't look that accurate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm happy that he had one of his better games this last week. I'm happy that happened. So now we really
now you can show him what was really good in the hood.
Yeah, and no, just put our players on notice. Like, oh yeah, he cold. Y'all better be on y'all shit. It's like I feel like his numbers outshowed how good he really is. I'm not high on him, dog. I'm not.
He's a young boy.
Hey, prove me wrong. I'll be the first to come on here and I'll tip my cap. But I ain't seen it, dog. And I feel like we're gonna turn him over too. He's.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how many turnovers. I don't know how many turnovers he has, but I feel like he'll throw like while he's getting pressure, just some little.
I don't think he has a lot of turnovers because, like you said, he
got
ain't
20
throwing
touchdowns,
downfield.
one interception.
But I seen him like.
But we're gonna put him in a situation where he has to throw downfield, and we're gonna turn. I agree, we're gonna turn him over. But he's gonna be pressured. He might not have a lot of interceptions just because he ain't been pushed to throw it downfield.
Oh yeah, all his passes go left and right.
Yeah,
I'm saying in the Maryland game, he threw 2 passes that should have been picked. Like he was like scrambling out and and it was like one was like, oh, then he had one in the back of the end zone. Dude should have. He was just a sorry DB. Couldn't just give
I'm like, I hope old Franklin let this Maryland game get in his head. Like, oh no, we got a Tom Brady back there. Go back there and slang it. Gonna be getting picked off right and left.
Hey, and one player we didn't talk about who's looking like he's right back in his old form. Since we talking about picks, Will Johnson back there. He's looking like this could be a big game for him if they want to let Aller throw.
Hey man, I picked you as my standout DB this year, man. I appreciate it. Doing me solid.
Hey, and whatever. That wasn't kind of going out on a whim there, but I'll let you have it.
Hey, I can't get none of the pick'ems. Let me have something that goes.
My breakout player is Blake Carr. But Will should have had a second pick in that end zone. He was just waiting on it.
Yeah. Who tipped it?
I think Rob Moore.
Rob Moore, yeah.
And let's give Rob Moore his credit. We was tough on him early. We were tough on him. But now he's been getting way more tick than Sab has. I mean, I still like Sab, but maybe they're seeing just like at this point in their careers, he's older, he's experienced.
Mhm.
That's what we talked about, So we'll see if he makes a couple big plays. But he seems to be a lot more around the ball lately too. So I'm liking the signs of that. So you got something?
It ain't like a drop off,
Oh,
so
no,
it'll
I
be
was
good
just
money.
messing with mine.
Yeah. Either way, it's going to be no drop off. Now, they did say Wallace had some injury. He had a soft tissue thing, I heard. So I'm not sure. I mean, they said it's nothing long term. I'm not sure if it's something he just needs to manage week to week or whatnot. But
He should
this seemed
have
like at
it.
some point, Sanders still was playing some corner and they putting other people in the slot. So we do got that flexibility to move Sanders still to corner, but I like him, roving around the field.
Yeah.
I don't want
You
to
saw
take
what
his
happened when he was in single coverage.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So my question to y'all is, and Keen, if Wallace is out, do you trust anybody else at corner? Or I guess my question is, would you rather put Sanders still at corner and know that you'll be at least more solid out there, but you lose him kind of roaming around the field, or keep him at whatever his position, nickel, he kind of, like I said, a rover, and trust somebody else on the edge? Because it looked like we only have either McBurrows, Marion Walker's been playing more, or Johnson, Keyshawn Johnson, I think his name, or isn't that or Keyshawn Harris? Sorry, number 36, the kid from Lansing that we was talking about who played early this year. He's still in there. We still rotating a lot of guys, but these are big games. I don't know if all that heavy rotation is going to be as deep.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like that rotation either. I mean, I would have to just if Wallace isn't in, I would have to just trust Sanders still and just prep him accordingly. You know what I'm saying, every game. Because I mean, yeah, he's giving up some big plays, but he also makes big plays too. For us on defense. But I like him better, like you said, at that Roman spot. But I'm looking at the DBs. I mean, Makari Page, he don't play straight up cornerback, like not man to man, do he?
Yeah, he's plays free.
Yeah. No, I mean,
McBurrow, I'm not. I don't know
I haven't
about him.
seen enough of him, to be honest. Yeah, I would have to just trust, unless you want Caden Colazar.
Get Beast Boy Colasar in there.
No, yeah, man.
Get the Hellraiser some run.
No, sir. Keep his ass right where he at.
I'm not seeing it, bro. I'm not seeing it
It's gonna be interesting, man. I mean,
too many big games. Not at this point in the season, especially like this back end with Penn State and then Maryland, and Ohio State. If you want to try it out, Maryland game, but not today, baby. We need all hands on deck.
Yeah.
Again, because I got faith in our defense and Aller, I put an extra backer out there. Throw Sanders still at corner. Our linebackers, they run very well, and like that Roman position. I would try our linebackers first, and then if that didn't work, throw Saab out there, and then just have the linebackers kind of back him up. But I don't trust Aller to be accurate in that middle area. We play zone.
Yeah, I think we're gonna trick him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jesse Minter, I like what he's doing out there, and that's crazy. That's one thing people don't talk about enough. With this whole, not to go back to the sign stealing investigation, because I don't want to go there. I'm tired of talking about it, honestly. But they said it's been happening since 2020. That would even go back to like like when Mike McDonald was there, and it's like, we've had some good ass coordinators. Like they're sign stealing. They don't know nothing. It's like, I don't know if y'all paying attention. Mike McDonald about the best D coordinator in the NFL right now for the Ravens. Like, he a bad boy.
They're literally trying to make it seem like, dog, like we didn't have talent, and like you said, we didn't have great coaches. Like, I don't understand how that narrative, like this sign stealing, just supersedes the talent that we had.
Bruh, and Harbaugh, did y'all see his press conference yesterday? Dog, I damn near want to find it so I can play it for y'all, but I don't feel like playing it all. But go listen to it when y'all get a minute. He ran off all the different things that we've accomplished. Dog, it's like insane. And, people can say, Hey, all that came from sign stealing, but if you believe that,
It can't, dog. Like it
No,
can't.
man.
Because all a team has to do is literally change their signs the day before.
yeah,
And you're
fact.
screwed, dog. You won't even look like the same team. You'll look like a team that's been cheating.
Yeah.
Yep.
For every
Hey,
cause,
man.
there's an effect, man. And the effect that this going to have on the team, Zach Zinter said, I'm fine with being the villain. Hey,
Oh, did he?
y'all want to mob us up together? All right.
I like what
Cool.
Harbaugh said. He said, as long as they ain't aiming it at my family and aiming it at my players and just aiming it at me, he was like, I'm straight. And that's what
Correct.
a
Yeah,
good coach
yeah.
does.
He said when he was like, "Oh, I can take it. Like, just leave my players out of it." Basically,
Yep.
hey, I gotta respect that, man.
That's what a good coach does, man.
Yep. All right, I think I found it, y'all. So let me see.
7 3 and outs.
Hold on.
And feel very blessed and lucky to be.
All right, so I'm gonna play just a little bit of it because he went on like a rant, bruh. He was like, you could tell he was trying to like put on for us. You know what I'm saying?
Nail it home like, look, motherfucker, this is what it is.
Yeah. So anyway, they asked him a question about I don't even know, but he basically just went off on his own little run. Like, I ain't even messing with y'all. Hear how cold my team is. All right, y'all see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Lucky to be involved with them. Yeah, and this is a big game, you know, and every one is a big game. Every game you play, you know, it's been tested. I jotted down.
Well, that's what he asked about being tested.
And, you know, seriously tested this season, I guess. Do you feel you have been, and how so?
Yeah, they've. You know, we've been tested. I jotted down a few things. I mean, things I was gonna just share with the team. It's you know, just all the guys. It's been incredible. You know, it's not just 9-0, but the way they play for each other, the way they produce. It's been a tremendous run, really. 21 straight wins at home, 21 straight Big Ten wins, 20 straight regular season wins. This past game, defense, one series over 6 plays. That was the last drive. And every other series was 1, 3, 4, 6 plays. 7 3 and outs. 3, 1 first down and out. Both of those, 2 of those were field goals. And there's been 38 out of 98 drives, somewhere in that area. A third of the drives have been 3 and outs. Forced 10 punts on 14 possessions. No team has taken a snap inside of our 10-yard line this season. And love the fact that that's 314 straight games, over 100,000 people at the game. And offense, career game for Roman Wilson, 9 catches, 143 yards. Got 10 touchdowns on the season. JJ's second highest passing yards of his career, 335. 5 straight Big Ten games with 40 points. That ties a Big Ten record. We have a school record, 12 straight games, 30-plus points. Blake Corum tied second all-time, now in rushing touchdowns, 47 rushing TDs. Love the fact we have 2 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back with 24 or more completions on the season. JJ just passed Tom Brady in career passing yards. And what a QB Tom Brady turned out to be. Passer rating, JJ is 11 points higher than any other quarterback in Michigan history. His yards per play of total offense is 9.7. That's 2 yards more than any player in Michigan history.
Hey, man, I can go on all day. You
day,
can
Jay.
tell he trying to put on though. Like, I'm sick of it, man.
And I think up next.
Put things into perspective.
That's
Things look a lot different.
Hey, we got all that from sign stealing, B.
Bruh, that's not sign stealing. That's dominating. That's dominance, dog. Like you can't sign steal your way to that stuff.
Don't even try to convince them, cuz.
Hey, if you want to hear the rest, like I said, I wasn't gonna play it for the whole time, but
just pisses me off, dog. You can't sign steal your way to that type of performance, dog. No team has been inside our 10-yard line. That's just us being better than you. Way better than you.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'll even live with somebody being like, it's a combination of y'all being cold and knowing signs, but they won't even say that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They'll leave the being cold out of it.
Yeah. We only did that because of that. It's like,
Right.
so we'll see, man. Let's keep it rolling though. Penn State this weekend, big game, big atmosphere. B, I agree with you. The only thing that kind of, and I get it. I mean, it's a road game. It's the Big Ten. It's Happy Valley. It's crazy in there. One, it's not a whiteout, which those get nasty at night, which I get that, a late game. But we got such a veteran bunch, man. They done been in a lot of huge games. They just go in there and handle business, man.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't our first big game, so
Rely on your practice, your training, all that. Rely on that.
yeah. So anywho, let's move on to predictions, and let's go over predictions from last week. I believe the appropriate driver is back in the driver's seat. Let's get things back to normal. So where are we at with the predictions? Y'all got them written down?
Train, you had 48-7. Keen had 49-0. And I had 42-0.
Bumba clot.
Oh, so Keen came in a distant third.
Yep.
All right, so go on strike me my point, please. Whoever's keeping tally.
So it's 5-3-1 now.
5-3-1.
Y'all running out of games to catch the kid.
Yeah, children pay the bill.
All right, so we got Penn State.
Oh my God, this is gonna be a
Keen, I guess.
yeah, I
you
go
gotta go first.
Spread is at 4.5. Dang, man. 4.5. I'm gonna go 35-14.
35-14. You want me to go next?
Oh yeah, big dog gets to go last.
41-7.
Ooh. Ooh.
Drubbing.
I like it. I'm gonna go 34-10. We all got ass whippings coming. I believe it.
Yeah, I don't see it going any other way just because they're quarterback.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So the bets, the picks are in. The predictions are in. So we'll see how it goes.
Win number 2. Let's go.
And one thing I don't want to hear though is if we do whoop their ass by any of these predicted numbers we talked about, please nobody say they sorry and nobody say they was overrated. Let's just get that out the way now.
Give it a buck.
Yeah, because before that, y'all ain't played nobody. Okay, well, this is somebody, right? This is a top 10 team on the road at their place, which is known as one of the rowdiest places in the country. So
it's what I wanted.
This is what you wanted. So King, talk to us. IG, what's popping?
The show at the Michigan Mancave podcast on IG. I didn't realize that I talked about him last week. Christian Anderson had a brother. He's 14 and that he can hoop too. He goes okay with him. So I seen
you posted that. Yeah, he's getting like 10 points a game.
He's a shooter, yeah. So, but yeah, IG. We go live every halftime. So yeah, definitely tune in this weekend. Hey, look, I changed my detox for the weekdays just so I could, you know what I'm saying, get a little tilted on the weekend. You know what I mean? I don't drink a lot, but I want to be there for that game. So yeah.
That man was definitely tilted last week. He was sending us some voice notes that was
I forgot I did that. With all valid points though. Ryan Walters.
Yeah.
Oh, acting like a nice. My bad. All right, go ahead.
B, what's popping over there on the wow X?
Saw a murder on the
down. Again, I've been just in a back and forth. I call it a tirade, just defending the squad. You know what I'm saying? Throwing fire at all these
They coming for you on the X,
It's really just suck eyes, you know what I'm saying? But I've been firing shots back, and I just come with facts, you know what I'm saying? They have no really rebuttals to the facts. They just want to throw out the same thing you've been saying, Train. Oh, y'all stealing signs. Y'all stealing signs. That's the only reason you're good. I'm like, hey, man, y'all had some coaches that was stealing some stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was the only reason y'all was good, because y'all done fell off since y'all ain't been stealing stuff. But hey, man, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hit us up at the X, the Michigan Mancave podcast. Or you can at me at man on Mike 2, man_on_ Mike 2. That's another way you can find us. Shout out to Some Dog. Sim Dog, my bad. Go Blue fan, man. He be battling with me, you know what I'm saying, sometimes, but hopefully one time we can build up a relationship where he get on here, you know what I'm saying? But the X is where it's at, man. I think I'm gonna delete Instagram, you know what I'm saying? I got it, but I love just being able to talk. I can say anything.
Yeah, they ain't gonna suspend your account on the X.
Oh no, sir.
Bro.
Elon got it wide open.
Bro, I saw a homicide on the X, bro.
Oh, I ain't got that deep in there, but
Oh, yeah.
I believe it. 100%.
When y'all said it's wild, and I went on there, I was looking at, and it just came across my feed. It wasn't like it was a CCTV, so it wasn't like gruesome. You saw it, but you saw a dude shoot.
You know exactly what it is.
You saw heads moving.
Hey,
It looked like the movies. I know that.
If you don't hide your phone if you on there, because you might slip across some yiggle bitties, because that's all. It's corn on there. It's free. It's Wild Wild West on the X.
The Wild Wild X. I love
Cornholio.
All right, y'all. Well, if we ain't got nothing else for the greater good, we're gonna catch y'all next week after we 10-0. We don't want to hear it. Penn State was overrated. They quarterbacks suck. We don't want to hear that. We've been told you that. I've been said Allerwack.
You will get no sympathy from me.
What they gonna say next, B?
We I don't want to hear none of that shit. We told you. You heard it here first. That he is whack, and I'm tapering myself because I'm about to slip up and say something. This ain't the X. So I'm gonna just get off here. Go Blue, baby.
We out here going crazy. Hey, your boy James. What you think James Franklin gonna do, B?
Oh, he's gonna blow it. He's gonna
with a bag.
Bruh, he's the donut man. Let's call him the donut man against top 10 teams. He's the donut man.
Hey, yeah. Keen, yo, whose man's is that?
Hey, man, you fuck out of here.
We'll see y'all next week.
Hey.